what's up with y'all boys, man? I've been trying to be super consistent on here. So I woke up today, I was like, I need to get a video out for this week, so I'm gonna just pick up the camera. But I'm about to head over to a cafe right now, give y'all updates on everything going on. I'm gonna talk to y'all. I got a lot to talk about this week. And but yeah, but we got a lot of content coming out this month. A lot of sit down videos, breakdowns of everything. So I'm head over to the cafe right now, pick the camera back up in like 10 minutes. I'm see y'all there. Here's a fit. Got the North Face. Calm. Gotta head up right now. Alright, so I literally just left my house with literally just a notebook that I just bought, because as y'all know, the year just ended. And if you don't have like plans or goals, then your year is gonna go to waste. One of my biggest things for 2025 is to be more conscious where my time goes, bro. Because 2025, I know there was a lot of time wasted just on simply not planning my days correctly, or planning or setting goals correctly. So that's what I'm doing. I'm about to just head to it. I don't know where I'm about to go to. I'm about to figure out a spot, sit down, and just break down everything. And I'm gonna show y'all when I get there too. I was actually about to book a flight to either LA or super random, but I wanted to go to like the Swiss Alps just for the New Year's to like lock in and then make goals for 2026. But it was definitely cope. I just wanted an excuse to leave. So yeah, we just sticking with doing it here. I'm gonna set some pretty big goals, bro, because this year I seen what was possible, or last year I seen what was possible and what could be done when you set your mind to things. So this year I'm going crazy with my goals. It might sound unrealistic to a lot of people, but from everything I've seen happen in 2025, bro, there's nothing that you can't do. So I'm about to set some huge goals, and yeah. I found a fire spot to chill at. It's quiet, peaceful, nobody here. Got my desk with everything. Before I get started with the whole writing down my goals for the next year, I want to show y'all something real quick. It should motivate y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some texts of me and my boy Nabil from last year this time, or like maybe a few weeks before last year this time, but it's crazy. This is December 14, 2024, so like a year ago about. And this is my first quote unquote winning product. I did like a $600 a day. I sent it to him, and this is like a year later. This is the past 30 days. I sent it to him again. Same time, just the next year. And we did about $500,000 rev. That's just 1 year, bro. And it's me. Like, bro, if I could do something, anybody else watching this can do it too. It's nothing special at all. Like, anybody with a functional brain can do it, bro. I'm not smart, book smart, or nothing. So use that as motivation. I'm gonna go way more in depth later on in the video. I just want to get that out the way. Shout out Nabil. I know he's gonna be watching this, but let's get started. All right, I can only find like a stand for the camera, but how I break down my goals for the year is I break it down between health, wealth, religion, and mindset. And I always started off with some type of like broad goal. So for health, it would be, I'd be at this much pounds. And then for wealth, it would be make this much money. Religion would be memorize this many pages of the Quran, or mindset would be read this many books. And I don't have sub goals under that. So for health, it would be, in order for me to reach that weight, I'd have to eat this type of food 5 times a week, maybe 1 cheat meal a month. Go to the gym maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Y'all kind of get what I'm saying. So for wealth, say I have a goal to make 100K net profit every month, then the sub goals would be, or under that, beneath that, it would be I have to make 3K profit a day. And to make 3K profit a day, what inputs are necessary to get there? And for religions, say I want to memorize the whole Quran, it would mean I have to memorize like 2 pages a day, etc. So y'all kind of understand how I break it down to the T for each goal that I have for myself. All right, I'm gonna have to switch locations. A couple of these folks looking at me crazy, but y'all can understand like my thought process behind setting goals. Like my goal was never to hit like flat out 500K in a month. It was simply just to hit like 25K a day in the revenue mark daily. And if I hit that goal, then I would hit that big 500K goal. Y'all probably see why I'm gonna have way bigger goals for 2026. Because when you break it down to how I just explained it, bro, it's way easier. Like, for example, if you're a content creator, bro, and you want this many subscribers, like, and you're posting once a week, as a full-time content creator, bro, that's terrible. Like, you should be seeing like the biggest guys like Alex Hormozi, bro. He pumps out like so much different videos daily, whether it's Reels, YouTube, everything. So you have to see what the biggest guys in the space are doing, and then you should be doing better than them, matter of fact, not try to be like them, or you try best to do better than them. But yeah, I'm gonna get back in the whip. It's cold out here, bro. I had to come back in the car. It's way too cold outside. But I've been getting a lot of DMs asking like, why don't you post lifestyle stuff, this and that. I definitely plan on having a few just vlogs when I travel and stuff, but as y'all can see, bro, I'm in a Honda right now, bro. I don't have no type of crazy car, and something I do best is I learn off others' mistakes, and I've been around it. Like I've been around a lot of big players recent, like in the space. And one big thing I notice and things they tell me is a lot of people make their first bag and they fall off. They blow it all on like partying, buying cars, buying their first place to stay at, without properly stabilizing themselves for the long run. So everyone knows in business, you're gonna go through a drought, like almost guaranteed. I went through a drought almost half of 2025, and I wasn't ready for it, like I said. So now that things are going solid, like if I blow the bag I just made, what if half of next year things don't go right? So before I cash out any type of big amounts of money on materialistic stuff, I want to stabilize myself to where if I go through another drought, I'm still able to keep myself going throughout the year. Business wise, because as you guys know, you need money to run a business. You need money for your day-to-day stuff, to buy food, gas. There is an event in Miami at the end of January, at the end of this month, and I will have my camera coming out there with me, so I'm gonna have a vlog for y'all when that comes up for sure. It should be fire. That should be my best video for just people who aren't here for value. But yeah, keep this in mind. Whenever y'all make your first big amount of money, bro, don't. Of course, you're gonna end up blowing a little bit at the start, but be smart. Once you're a little bit nurtured in the game, you understand that. Like once you understand, like the materialistic stuff is not what's truly gonna like help you keep. Because once you get all the materialistic stuff, bro, it's gonna be like, what else you can like? What else is there to buy? So me, I enjoy just the process of like the hardship of actual business. So I enjoy just like being in the trenches, working on proper business stuff, giving value to people, seeing other people succeed. That's where I get my fulfillment from, rather than someone who posts all these materialistic stuff and they just have a void inside them. So I'm definitely gonna get nice stuff in the future. That's my plan. As of right now, it's just not the right time. Just not the right time. I turned 20 in like a couple weeks, so maybe we might have some coming next year. But yeah, just straight value and just straight day in the lives from here on out, sit down videos, etc. DM me if y'all have video ideas. I'm gonna throw up a question poll on my story soon and do like a little sit down segment in one of my future videos. And yeah, I'm gonna head home now, pick up the camera maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. I got a few meetings with my team I might record for this video as well. And yeah, I kind of don't know what to speak about because I need you guys to let me know what you're struggling with, so it's easiest for me to know what to speak about throughout my videos. So if you guys have any specific questions, DM me. I answer majority of my DMs if it's worth answering. We did about 500 revenue, net profit 30%, but I'm here to be transparent. Obviously, it's not all profit. You have partners, you have a team to pay out. So all that's not profit for sure. And I reinvest a lot of it back in the business. So I don't personally take out all the money. Of course, I get my cut, but it's not that amount. But yeah, let me know if y'all want like a full breakdown on profits and who I have to pay out, break down my team, etc. I'll give that to y'all as well. All right, so I just woke up. It's the next day. I totally forgot to record yesterday, but I just want to give you guys just like a raw breakdown day to day. So I'm gonna just go over a few things initially, just breaking down on how I just hit my biggest revenue month last month, and just go over a bunch of things that led me towards here. And the first thing I want to talk about is because I know this is all the like a bunch of questions I've been getting in DMs, is what are the profit margins, how much do you take home, etc. The profit margins are about 25 to 30% initially, but obviously you have partners, you have team members, you have agencies you have to pay off. So I obviously didn't take home the full 25%, and you have to reinvest into the business. So because without cash flow in the business, obviously the business won't be able to sustain itself. So we put a lot of it back into the business. Obviously, I took out my percentage, which was a solid amount, but obviously we don't take home the full 30% that we net profited in the business. I'm gonna go over a few things just for like the beginners in the space, and then I'm gonna go more in depth for the people who've been in the space for the longest. Like I showed earlier, my first like 1K day was about a year ago from today. So it's beginning of 2025, I'm assuming, or end of December 2024. And that feeling is unmatched to anything else that you hit after that. After you hit the first 1K day, everything else feels normal. Like when I hit the 500K month, it doesn't feel like, I don't feel that high, that rush that I got when I first hit that first 1K day. So 1K day feels better than any other day. And don't let this lifestyle trap you into thinking once you hit the big numbers, everything will change. As you guys can see, I'm still in my parents' crib. I'm still here sitting. I sit here every day, every morning. And it's pretty much the same thing over and over. Just work, gym, work, pray. It's the same routine going over and over. And a lot of things people don't talk about with the whole lifestyle trap. Like let's say I had a nice spot I was traveling every day, every month. Is when you're traveling, you can't work as efficiently as you want to. You're not at your max potential. Like every time I travel, unless it's for a longer period of time that I'm staying there, it's you don't work because every day you're stepping out. There's stuff you want to look at. You're around a lot of people. You can't think for yourself. You can't like sit down and lock in for a long period of time while you're traveling. And in order to run a business at high scale like this, you need to be able to stick at one spot for a long period of time and just thug it out. Because like right now, before I turn on the camera, I just hopped on a call with an email agency we just onboarded for the brand. I got referred to by one of my boys, but it just random things like that. That if I was traveling, it would have just been difficult. Like if you're in different time zones, it's just very distracting. You're not gonna be able to achieve, or maybe you will, but it's gonna be way harder than just sticking in one spot for long periods of time. So I was traveling a lot for the past few months, but I stuck here. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunities to travel here, go there, whatever, but it's a distraction. So stick in one spot for a long period of time so you can actually focus on what matters and your brain will be able to think and do the most needle moving tasks while you're the most focused. And I also want to set the tone. Like this does not happen overnight at all. This is a year of full. Just going all in, like using every single connection I had, and it finally got me here. Like without connections or putting myself out there, this would not have happened. That's another reason why I started this channel, just because you never know who could see this, what opportunities can come my way through these videos as well. And majority of this year, I just been going through just a bunch of roadblocks, straight BS. The whole name of the game is business, and in business, your main goal is to just set out fires throughout the day. So you're gonna be putting out a lot of fires throughout the years. Like half this year, I wasn't making any money. I was going through ad account bans. I was going through DMCA's, people like just random stuff that you just got to push through. And once you fully understand that with each problem has a solution, like you can, like you don't, like you remove all emotion attached to whenever something, like now whenever something bad happens, it's part of the game. I understand it. Like I don't feel any type of way towards it. It's just simply just part of the game. It's just what's like, you're a business owner. You have to take out fires every day. And the majority of the time you get paid based on who can solve the biggest problems, who can get through the biggest roadblocks. So the people making $1 million a month are pushing through bigger roadblocks than I am myself. Like I'm just doing little stuff compared to these higher dogs that I'm trying to get to. So now I'm just building that tolerance of being able to push through any hardships that come in my way. And now I want to talk about what actually worked and what was the main switch I did that turned everything around these past few months. So as you guys know, if you guys are in the space, there's a lot of information out there on YouTube, Twitter, Discord communities, school communities, everything. But once you understand that once you understand that like it's half the time it's like it's BS that gets put out there because it's, well, it's not BS, but once you combine all the information together, it's super hard to take action on all the information you're consuming. And this whole year, all I've been doing is consuming content, consuming content without actually putting it into place. But once I stuck to one person to fully learn from and fully implement everything they were saying step by step with ignoring everything else, that's when everything started hitting. For example, I used to be on Twitter all day because that's where a majority of the information I was getting is from Twitter. Like, but once I got off Twitter, once I got off Twitter and stopped consuming all the content on Twitter, even though it's really beneficial and it could help your brand for sure, but it's a huge distraction on the side because all you're doing is just feeding your brain a bunch of information. You're not implementing everything. So the information that you're taking in is just a waste. So I found one person who I wanted to learn from or I locked in with just one business partner. We went all in with all the information we already had prior. And if you're a beginner, obviously like consuming is really good because you're kind of just shaping your mind to understand this means this. Like without the whole online money, Twitter space, YouTube space, the self-improvement stuff, I obviously wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. But once you get past all that in the beginning, like cut all of it out, stick with one reliable source that obviously has, like, they have testimonials or they have proof or they have proof that they've done it before, and then just go all in with just that one person. So what I personally did, I had a supplement that I was testing and it did really good, but our main issue was cost of goods. So we went to China and we we lowered the amounts that we were going to give to the customers. So for example, like instead of 400 grams, like the weight, we put it to 200 grams. So the shipping prices can be less shipped over to the States because it's less heavier, etc. So there were small tweaks that we had to do in order to fully turn our brand profitable. And I'm gonna go more into that. I'm gonna go more into depth with that later down the line. And there's a lot of people who the main question they have when starting, well, the main thing holding them back from starting is wondering what the best business model is when they start, just do when they start. And my first answer to that for everyone who asks me is simply, if you're like taking more than a few months to pick what you want to do, then you just simply don't want it bad enough. Because if you want it bad enough, you're just going to start and learn from whatever you start from, and you can maybe switch over into a new path down the line. Me, myself, when I started, I was not doing e-com. I was actually creating content for a supplement brand for another product that I had an opportunity for, and he was paying me like $500 a month. But that helped me understand how he was running the business, how he was operating the content team, how he was how his payouts were looking, like how he paid out each person based on the results that they bring to his brand. So there's small things you're going to learn from every part of the path. And then I also started trying to run ads for Facebook brands, trying to do Etsy, trying to do crypto. There's a lot of things I got into, but the main thing that I stuck with was e-commerce because that's just what I wanted to do in the long run, and I've seen the most longevity into rather than anything else. So when I started, I had my main thing, which was I initially knew I wanted it to be e-com, but I was doing small things that built up to fully being able to have a brand. So if you have the opportunity to work for a brand or be an editor for a brand, just to fully understand how the whole back end works, do that as well, because that's going to teach you a lot of the things that's going to help you down the line. Do not look for quick results. Just build your way up. And once you're at a point to where you have enough cash flow, experience, a good network for them to help you with every problem you encounter, then just go all in on the brand. So there's no best business models to start from. If you think you're an agency guy, then start an agency. Don't start whatever you think fits you. Go all in based on the skill sets you already have prior. And if you don't have any skill sets prior, then just learn. There's YouTube. Like I said, be a consumer until you're at a point where you have the base knowledge to go all in on what you want to go all in on. To go all in on whatever business model that you want to go all in on, whether it's TikTok shop, running Facebook ads for local companies, HVAC companies, whatever it is. Just learn the skill and then go all in to you making money. So just large amounts of inputs, bro. Like there's no set amount of time I work daily. It's just whatever fires I have to put out for that day, I'll put out. And there's always more to do. But obviously, I'm not sitting here 10 hours a day. It's probably maybe 4 to 5 hours. But I work on the important stuff, and I'm at a point where I can outsource the things I don't want to do to team members and staff that I could just pay off to do lower leverage activities. So I'm working maybe 4 to 5 hours consistently a day, maybe more some days, maybe a little bit less if I'm moving around. But don't expect to work less when you're starting. When you're starting, you should be all in and just fully trying to understand your market and how you're going to dominate your niche. And a lot of beginners who get into this, I see, expect results quickly. Like you guys expect to be making 10K a month within the first 3 to 4 months. But like a lot of us, we don't want to go to college because once you graduate college, you might get a job that pays you 4 to 8K a month, which is still solid money. But you would have to go through 4 to 5 years of college for that. But once you jump into this online world, you do it for 3, 4 months, expect a 6-figure salary, which is 10K a month. And that just doesn't make sense. So don't have a time limit to what you're trying to achieve. Even if it takes you 2 years, whatever. It took me maybe a good year before I made any type of decent money online. So don't set yourself to a time limit. If you still, as long as you're progressing, as long as you look back and see 4 months prior and see if you're at a better place now, a better mindset, a better work ethic, and always look back and always review the past few months. See, are you improving? Are you doing this better? What do you have to improve on? Is there a leak in what you're working? Is there a leak in your funnel, what you're trying to learn in? Fill in those holes and just try to become the best version of yourself, business-wise and personal-wise, on a month-to-month basis with whatever you're getting into. And the last thing I want to end this part off is simply, if you stay in the game long enough, you're gonna be here to see results. Like the last year, there was not a day where I just didn't at least check a Discord, at least try to learn something on the day if I can't do some work. But if you stick with it long enough and you're putting constant inputs in it day to day, it's quite literally impossible for you not to get results at the end. So just stick to whatever you're trying to do for at least a year, year and a half. You might not end up doing what you start up doing, but as long as you start and you go along the path of trying to figure out to how to do what you want to do online, then that's good enough. It's going to guide you to the right person, the right opportunity, the right, like whatever it is, like just understand that you're one maybe DM away, you're one winning product away, you're just one thing away from getting to where you want to be. So never stop putting up shots and just show up every day, and you will eventually end up achieving what you want to achieve at the end. And also something I want to add in before I keep going is make sure who you're taking content from online is reliable, bro. Because a lot of these YouTubers, especially when you're a beginner, you can't really see who's faking it and who's more authentic and who's been in the game the longest. But something I kind of do is now I kind of have the eye to see who's BS online or who actually has valid information. Like the main thing I do when I see someone posting content is, one, do they have testimonials? And two is, do they have a good amount of testimonials? Three, I make sure they're not too mainstream. Like all these like super mainstream guys, like I'm not gonna say their courses or mentorship don't work, but a lot of the time they're kind of pushing out lifestyle content because they know that's what the majority of people like seeing, and that's what's gonna get them to buy. And then the whole time they don't actually run their info offer. It's just like a bunch of coaches who you're gonna be texting, and I don't know, but if the main person is not inside the program teaching, or at least or the main person isn't at least like, or if the main, or even if they're teaching inside, like if the course is too mainstream, I wouldn't do it. I kind of looked for people who were like a few steps ahead of me and had the knowledge that I didn't have, but they weren't too mainstream, because that way they're checking their DMs. Like you DMing them isn't something like that gonna get lost in the sauce in the DMs, and now you have to talk to a coach in order to get to, like, they're not the main person. Like, just sidetrack a little bit. A lot of these courses I've been in, I know the owners for a lot of them, and me knowing them kind of just I understand how they work their whole back end of their info offer, which like their mentorship, whatever. And I see that they kind of just optimize. They only work on the content, and majority of the times, like, they don't fulfill. There's obviously a select amount of people who do. There's a few people out there who actually give out good results. But like, if you really want to learn, the easiest way to get from 0 to 1 is to find someone who's just a few steps ahead of you. Like when I started, there was someone on Discord who posted a wins in the wins channel, and I DM'd them and I paid them like, I think it was $120 to mentor me for like 2-3 weeks or like for a month. And that got me like to understand and skip past all the hard beginner parts, because they broke down everything I needed to know from A to Z, and that kind of pushed me out of like the beginner zone, and now I understood how to run the business. Now I found the next person who was better than me at marketing or running ads or making ads or creating ads, and I paid them for consultation. And then maybe I found this one low-key guy on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or whatever it was, and I seen he was selling a service. He had a bunch of results. I knew people who got results out of his program. Then I would pay him. So there's like small finesse to get out the whole loop of paying for mentorships, because a lot of people that sell mentorships, it's a super hit or miss, but there's a lot of signs to see whether they're good at they're actually fulfilling what they say they're going to fulfill you with. So always be aware of that, and don't get scammed how I did when I first started. All right, I might just end the video off here, or I might get some content when I go to the gym in a little bit, or if I go to hoop or anything at the end of the day. But I hope you guys kind of understand how I think and how I operate on a day-to-day basis. If you guys have any questions or any ideas for future YouTube videos, I don't think about creating content for YouTube. I just pick up the camera when I see it and have an idea. Then DM me on IG. I'm gonna link my link tree down below. And if you're a beginner and want to go through like an A to Z course or program or anything, I'm gonna link that down below as well. And I'm currently only working with people who are kind of past the beginner stage, just so it's kind of worth it on my time as well right now. But if you go through the A to Z course, which I'm gonna link down below, and you think it's a well fit for you, just applying the Typeform link, and me and my partner will work with you one-on-one. DM me on IG if y'all got any questions, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next video.